Hey guys, this video will be the second part into my series Which DIY Cube is right for you. So let's just get started. In the first video I did go over the Type A2, but I don't believe it was the same type that I am selling on my store or am using right now. So Type A2 is a fairly new cube to me, and as you can see I restickered it obviously. The pieces have these tracks on them, which means that the cube is going to be pretty smooth because the tracks roll over each other, so it's a pretty good turning, as you can hear. The cube is kind of crispy, which I think is a great feeling. It's just a really nice speed cubing feel. It also has a great sound. Some issues with this cube, well, couldn't really think of any because I have it set on a nice tension where popping will not occur. And corner cutting is, I can't quite cut there, but can easily cut that far. So, would this cube make a good speed cube? Yes, it would. It's a great price for such a high quality cube. I mean, it's just so good for finger tricks and speed cubing. I lock up a little bit on this cube, not much at all to make me not want to use this. Like I said before, kind of a crispy, not as fast as an F2, but a good speed. Next up is the Alpha 5. This cube is amazing. It was my main speed cube for quite a few months. I have worn this cube down so much, it's gone from its totally crispy feeling to actually smooth, and it's not crispy at all. This cube is very long lasting. It's still able to be my main speed cube, as you can see. I just choose not to use it as my main speed cube because I have access to other great cubes, and I don't really feel like salvaging this cube. This cube isn't that new anymore, but there's lots of hype over it when it first came out, and everyone was buying because it's such a great cube. I mean, as you can see, it just cut corners. I think that was 45, or maybe a little less. Corner cutting is great, and it's not popping too. It's set very tightly, so I'm actually surprised it cut that far. That shows how easy these little corner cuts are to take care of. So this also enables for a good speed cubing feel because you won't have problems with lockups too much. But when these cubes are new, they're crispy, very crispy. So people complain about lockups due to that, but I don't find it much of an issue. And if you're looking for a crispy, light cube that can cut corners well, this one would be a really good choice for you. Here's the Haiyan cube, or it's called the Alpha 6. Its code name is the Haiyan cube, and this cube is great. It's so fast, like, I have mine tensioned a lot tighter because this cube is just too fast. I mean, they're insanely fast. And this cube isn't crispy really, it has a smooth kind of feel. It also allows for a very tight tension to be set, but still allow the corner cutting of a good cube. One issue I do have with this cube is when you're going to remove center caps, as you can notice, you really can't. You can't from the top, so you have to pop out an edge piece. The pieces are a little thin, and then you have to go in there and pop out. You have to push in the tab to pop out the center cap. I've almost broken a center cap doing this, so I would highly recommend not messing around with the caps a lot if you do get this cube. There's nothing really much to say about it. It's very light, smooth, can cut corners well. It'd be a great cube for beginners or anyone going to upgrade from like maybe an Alpha 1. If you're a fan of the Alpha 1, you'll definitely like this cube. Because it'll get rid of the pops and still pretty much have the same feel. Here's the Type C II. This cube is Cube4You brand, so it isn't, I'm not sure about the Type C line of cubes because there's lots of different names for them, but I know this is the Cube4You brand Type C. This cube is also very old. I got it last December, so December of 2009, and it's lasted me. I mean, I've been using it non-stop. I recently stopped using it in spring is when I stopped using this cube, just due to the fact that it was getting slower and I had other cubes I was dying to try out. This cube, I still do consider using it for one-handed because I have it set a lot looser now, but as you can see, I have it set where popping is, it could happen, but that's for a one-handed cube, mind you. It's cut corners very well, and it still maintains its speed. It's not nearly as fast as it was, but it still has its very smooth, buttery feel. The stickers that come with this cube are very dark, so I restickered it. As you can see, pops. That was another thing I was going to say. When it comes set on the factory tension, it should not pop at all, but, yeah, as you can see, when I have it set for my one-handed tension, it's pretty much prone to pop. Also, a notable thing is all the dust that's in here. This cube tends to, I want to say, like, shed its dust a lot. It produces lots of dust. I don't know if that's just from all the friction of me using it or what, but I'm a pretty light speed cuber, and it gives a lot of dust. So, would I recommend this cube? I would, but I wouldn't really recommend buying it, because there's lots of different cubes out that would serve a better purpose than this one. Like the other C2, which is very fast, I would think I'd recommend that over this cube. Here's the Cube4You Gas Assisted cube. Now this cube is one of the newer models of cubes, and it is very heavy. I mean, it's not like a weight, but it's very heavy. You could feel in the DIY kit bag that right away, just the insane weight. This cube is very smooth, not crispy at all. Lots of people are concerned that it isn't good for speed cubing. And let me tell you, it wouldn't suit for a main speed cube, but it's great for collection, and it has a great feeling while you're using it. Like, it feels great to speed solve with, but you realize due to its weight, and it can cut corners well, but due to its weight and just its turning quality, it really isn't fit to be a main speed cube. I feel very comfortable. Oh, that's where I never had a center cap come off. But it is very fit to be like a good collector's item, and it feels great when I speed solve it because I just love the feel that it gives me. But pretty much, I wouldn't recommend this as a main speed cube. Maybe a collector's item, something you just want to have just to use, maybe. Not competitively, of course. This is the DaYan II, formerly known as the DaYan cube. And, man, this one has also lasted me very long. I've had this since Berkeley winter of 2009. And this cube has really served me well. It was used in my sample cube unboxing, and that was when it's fresh and new. They're very crispy when they're new, and if you keep your cube maintained and clean, as you can hear, it still is crispy. So, I stopped caring about this cube for a little while because, I was so nervous I was locking up on it at competition, which doesn't make sense because it can corner cut like this. But, I don't know, I just kind of gave up on it. It was my favorite speed cube, and still is considered a great cube. I mean, it's this old, and I could still say it's better than some of the new cubes I have. So, would I recommend this cube? Yes. It's a very sturdy structure. There's an edge piece, and all the pieces seem to intertwine. As you can notice, there is tracks and stuff that gives it a pretty much defined turning, and it does really provide for a good speed cubing feel. When this cube is brand new, it is insanely fast and responds to lubricant like in a snap. Lots of people enjoy this cube. I enjoyed it a lot, and I would really recommend it to anyone looking for it's pretty much like more of a sturdy F2. So if you're interested, you can go ahead and check it out. Now this cube has been hyped like crazy. I'm sure some of you can already guess what it is because I'm going in alphabetical order. The DaYan GuHong. Now this cube is pretty much brand new, and it's amazing. Everyone has been hyping over it, and I can really relate to that. This cube is so fast, it's smooth. It's pretty much like a smooth Haiyan memory slash Alpha 5. So as you can see, it's very fast, and you shouldn't have a problem with turning quality. Corner cuts on this are great. As you can see, it just cut like 45. Reverse corner cutting, which also made this cube very popular, is good, as you can see. In this one, there aren't any tracks, it's just weird pieces that look like they could belong in a V-cube. Popping, it really doesn't. It just tries to cut. So would I recommend this cube? Yes, I would. It's a great speed cube. One of my favorites for sure, if not my favorite. And it's a really great price for the quality of the cube. It's only $13. And I mean, it's just insane. So if you can, I really recommend getting your hands on this cube because it's very light, just fast, and cut corner is great. Here's an Edison cube. The Edison cube is more of a Korean brand novelty cube. It's a little bit like the Gas Assisted. People buy them mainly for collection purposes, even though they do make great speed cubes. This cube is heavy, but not as heavy as the Gas Assisted. It does have a significant weight that feels actually comfortable more than uncomfortable. The speed of this cube is really good. I mean, see, like, corner cutting is also good. Like, it pretty much, here at 45, it just snaps. It's even better corner cutting than DaYan GuHong is. I mean, it just, like, literally, boom, right there. No pops. This cube is just excellent. I mean, I couldn't really ask for a better cube. The one issue I do have is its crispiness. I do like crispy cubes, but it doesn't seem to really fit well on this cube. It has a swishy kind of sound. Also followed up by that crunching noise you hear and feel. Like it feels a little bumpy when you turn it. Would I recommend this cube? Yes, I would. It's $25, so it's a little bit more on the expensive side, but I think it's worth it every penny. Like I said, it's a novelty, so if you don't end up liking it as a speed cube, it always makes a great collector's item. And I think it does make a great speed cube, especially when it's been adjusted and lubricated and all that stuff. It just is excellent. And yeah, so as I said earlier, I think it could have a little bit smoother feel. What I also forgot to mention is once you break in this cube, it is insanely smooth. Like, it becomes the smoothest cube you'll probably ever feel, and that adds in with its corner cutting. So if you have the patience to break this cube in, it's going to probably be one of your best choices. Another hyped cube would be the Type F2. This cube is very old, and I've lubricated it with CRC, cleaned it out, used jig glue, cleaned it out, and then used shock oil, the most recent. These are not the original stickers that came with the cube, they're Cube4You brand, and maybe you could see how they're starting to wear. This was my main speed cube for quite a while, and it's almost like silent. It's very smooth, not the smoothest cube I own. So it's hard to explain because lots of people like this cube as a main. I'm not sure if I quite like it as a main speed cube just because it's too fast. Like, I almost lose control of it while I'm speed solving, and especially in competition when I get nervous. It just doesn't work correctly for me. Like, I'll be misaligning and everything. But at home, it's a great cube. I mean, it's probably my favorite at home, just because I love the feel of the cube. And there isn't really much to say about this. It's pretty much an improved F1, so it's a little bit sturdier. You won't get pops on it, as you can see, and it'll cut corners really well. Well, not really well, but yeah, well enough, right there. It's also very smooth. So I attempted to use Shockwell to slow it down. It worked, but it's still a very fast cube, and it's just a little bit too uncontrollable for someone like me. This is the DaYan 1 cube. Once again, stickers have been replaced on pretty much all of my cubes, but that's not the point. This cube is said to be like one of the quietest you can buy. And if you could hear that, it's like no noise at all. Reasons that make you like this cube would be that it's sturdy, so it has like an Alpha 1 kind of feel, like where it's kind of cubic and sturdy. But it has F characteristics that make it slightly bubbled and just have that same turning feel. So this cube won't pop on you, and it will still cut corners well. There isn't really that much to say about this one. It's pretty much just a quiet cube that you'd want to take out into public. I haven't really taken the time to adjust this one, but once you do, it does improve. I've done assembly and lube services on this cube, so I would know. And yeah. Now, another new model of cube would be the DaYan II. These are the stock stickers that it comes with, so you can see they aren't the best of quality. But man, is this cube fast. It is about as fast as the Type F2 is. And I mean, if you like a sturdier cube, this one would definitely be great for you. I had considered using this as my main speed cube for a while, but what stopped me is I could not remove the center caps. I can literally not get the center cap off of this cube. I tried using knives, everything. I cannot get it off. So these are stock tensions you're seeing, and as you can see, it's pretty nice. I would just want to loosen up a little bit, but yeah. So this cube is also quiet, like the first Ghost Hand is. And I think it would serve a really good speed cube for someone looking for a cube like the F2, but they're not quite sure if they like the bubble / flimsy feeling that it produces. This cube, Haiyan memory, it is probably one of my favorites of all time. I put on small CubeSmith stickers so that it fits better, but let me tell you, I've been using this cube for a long time, and it's always been very reliable for me in competitions. That's why I use it. And I've chosen this as my nationalist cube, and as you can see, it went from being like what this cube is. It's an Alpha 5 with rounded corners. It's called Polished by Haiyan, but they're rounded, as you can see. So that makes for a smoother and less locky feeling. If you like a light cube and you like the Alpha series, this cube would probably be really good. It's another expensive one, retails for $22, but it's worth it. I mean, they last so long if you just keep them clean and lubricated. I mean, lockups, I don't really lock up too much on this one, and it doesn't pop at all. It can cut corners well. Stretching it is past 1 QB, that's stretching it a little bit. But, I mean, it's a great puzzle. I would definitely recommend this to anyone that's in the market for a speed cube and they have a little bit extra money. I think I would really recommend this one just because it's so sturdy and it's smooth, doesn't lock up a lot, and it's just an overall very reliable speed cube. The Maru 3x3 is another one of the newer puzzles that's out, and for all of you that are wondering, yes, this will be in SpeedCube Shop soon, but that's not the main point. Before I go on with the review of this one, you guys should know I replaced it with an Alpha 1 core. I did this because the original Maru core that comes with this puzzle is horrible. It unscrews like you'll be turning it, and then some sides will like loosen up and tighten again. It's a very absurd feeling, and it's very uncomfortable while you're cubing. So I really don't like it. I would recommend this cube with an Alpha 1 core. It's very good and it's fast. One interesting feature is that the corners don't all have caps. Like, each corner has a hollow side. So I don't know if that's a good thing or bad thing, but this cube is good. I mean, as you can see, it does catch a little bit, but the corner cutting is just good. The speed of this cube is insane. I mean, this cube is about as square as you can get. I mean, it's just insanely square. So, yeah, if you like a more cubic feel, then you'll definitely like this one because it's fast, can cut corners, and it shouldn't let you down. Mufang cube. If you've seen my review, you know that I do not like this cube at all. It's probably one of the worst cubes I've ever felt, and that goes along with the sticker quality, as you can see. One exception to this cube, and that's the only reason why I'm including it in this video, is because I have put a Cube4You core inside of this and done lots of tensioning, so it is turning a little bit better. But I don't see why anyone would want to go through all the work of putting a Cube4You cube core in here when you could just buy the Cube4You cube, which is better in my opinion. So I'm not going to even say anything more about this one. Our more special cubes. This one is the Sky Cube. This one is a improvement of the Edison cube, apparently. This cube is the Sky Cube. Now, this is an improvement of the Edison cube, and this one resembles an F2 a lot, like most new cubes do. It's very fast. And it can corner cut very well. Like, resembles the F2 in the sense that it's very fast and has a slight bubble feeling. It feels more cubic than it does bubbly, so don't worry about that. But it is just a very good cube. This one is very hard to get your hands on, so good luck trying to buy it if you're not Korean. And yeah, that's pretty much all about this one. A newer cube I got is the Slick Cube. This one is a new addition to my collection, and to be honest with you, I'm not that impressed with it. I mean, it's a good cube, very fast, as everyone says, but it doesn't really resemble the F2 at all. It kind of resembles an Alpha 1, but it's just faster and lighter. I mean, it's a good cube, but I sometimes think it's almost too fast sometimes. Just because it's a little hard to manage. But corner cutting is pretty good, and I'll probably have a full in-depth review of this cube up soon. It's just pretty much a really fast Alpha 1. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it was able to help some of you make the decision on which cube to get. If you guys are interested in buying any of these puzzles, most of them are at the shop link I'll have in the description below. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to like it, and also check out the part 1 if you haven't seen it or watched it already. And yeah guys, see you in the next video.